The Mummy, or what you should watch if you ever want to see Tom Cruise as Indiana Jones. This was the first entry in what Universal Studios is referring to as the Dark Universe, a sort of shared universe in the same vein of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the DC Extended Universe, but with Universal Studios monsters instead of superheroes. Honestly, I heard about this years ago at the release of 2014's Dracula Untold, and we were all under the impression that that would be the first entry in the series. In fact, it seemed to be the way they were planning it out. Turns out, due to the poor reception that film had, it wasn't. Ah well. Anyway, this film tells the story of Nick Morton, portrayed by Tom Cruise. He's a soldier stationed in Iraq who, along with his buddy, Corporal Chris Vale, portrayed by Jake Johnson, after staging an airstrike to an insurgent stronghold, accidentally discovers the tomb of an ancient Egyptian princess, Amenet, portrayed by Sophia Boutella. They are then met by Jennifer Halsey, an archaeologist portrayed by Annabelle Wallis, who is sent by her employer, Dr. Henry Jekyll, portrayed by Russell Crowe, to locate and investigate the tomb. As you can probably guess the standard plot, one thing leads to another, the mummy is awakened, and she places a curse on Morton as her chosen vessel to bring the ancient Egyptian god Set into our world. So what are the high points of this movie? Well, I think it's a good setup to the Dark Universe franchise that's in the works. I mean, thank God that this film is doing better internationally than in the US. Maybe it's the Universal Studio monster mad fan that I am, but I do want to see more of this franchise. It's a much better start to the series than Man of Steel was for the DCEU. Also, I like that they changed the genders for the title character. While that's widely arguably the drawback to the Ghostbusters remake, it doesn't seem to do much harm here. I mean, it doesn't appear to be a novelty act like it was in Ghostbusters. It's just a different approach, and it seems they did it to make it fit the narrative more better. Amenet is as much a threatening character as any of the others that came before her, possibly more because she's much more brilliant and cunning and seductive than mummy antagonists before her. Downsides? It's not particularly scary for starters. The original film, the one with Boris Karloff, not the one with Brendan Fraser and Arnold Vosloo, was a horror film. This has the same fault as the previously mentioned 1999 remake, in that it's more of an action-adventure fantasy and not so much a horror film. And granted, it does a much better job at capturing a more darker atmosphere. I can't ignore that it's more of an action film than an actual horror film. Another drawback? It's unintentionally funny. I mean, there's laughable dialogue, and some of the action scenes are so camp and over the top, I just couldn't help but laugh. I wasn't alone in this either. Practically everyone in the theater with me was rolling with laughter at the ridiculousness of what we were watching. Enjoyable, but kind of disappointing that we were laughing when what we really wanted was to be scared. The ultimate drawback to this film? It's set in the modern times. The one strength I always give to the 1999 remake is that it is a period piece. Heck, even the original 1932 film could be classified as a period piece, as it was set 11 years prior to the film's release. It just kind of felt weird having a movie like this set in the present when all the others took place in the past. All in all, would I recommend this movie? Yes. Believe it or not, but yes. Is it deep? Is it emotional? Is it thought-provoking? Not really. It's just a decent popcorn film. Despite its faults, it's not really that bad. I mean, if you just drop all expectations and approach it as a movie to sit down and eat some popcorn with, you might find yourself enjoying it. Also, though I labeled it as one of the negative aspects, I did like that it was an unintentional comedy. Still wish it was more scary, though. I'm Mike, and this has been a Penguins Rock production.